Trina, I want to stop this. You think it's a coincidence that who he went to get the information? Trina, you and I are the two who are going to look the worst if this comes out. Because I'm her daddy who didn't do shit, and you the auntie who didn't do shit. Do you know somebody who can help me? And Trina's like, I don't know what this is about, but I don't want to get involved. Here's his information. Leave me out of it. Right? So she's complicit, but has done it in a way where she can say, my name's not on the deed, right? And so he does this. And here's the thing I need y'all to understand about the business part. And I do want to double click on this. Several of my friends, it's not a flex. A lot of my friends are Grammy Award winning artists, and they're getting paid from their podcast, not from singing. They're getting paid from appearances, not from music, right? And so the assumption that Tamar's business is singing and being a star, respectfully, I get paid more on YouTube than I did working for iHeartRadio. A lot of times, the hustle that looks the smallest is actually what's keeping you afloat for the optics of the hustle that everybody else is clapping for. So I do believe that in Tamar's mind, as somebody who's been in business conversations that might have included her potentially, and the bags were big, I do believe that in her mind, this media persona that she's doing, this podcast and all her stuff, in her mind, that is her business. It's the thing that's probably feeding her a lot more steadily than the music sometimes, right?
Yeah, but friend, my bad. Go ahead.
Now I'm talking about perception, and I think that's why the table scene was so important. You're about to talk about reality. I'm talking about Tamar's perception, and we tend to operate from perception, not objective reality. So in my mind, I'm thinking I have been silenced by my sisters and I love them. And for some reason, we're good off camera. But like she said, Trina, why are you so mad at me on camera? And I now believe from my research, it's because they all can feel in their gut. They showed up for Tony and stayed for Tamar. Whole different discussion. So now Tamar sees her little niece going through something that she can relate to for reasons that she probably hasn't even clocked herself. So she's thinking, well, I'm doing something good. She talks to Tony, and Tony's like, yeah, that Ashley thing was concerning. Let me do the voice. That Ashley thing was concerning. I didn't know much about it, but that is concerning. Maybe we should have her on the Braxtons. She goes off thinking that she has her sister's cosign to support Ashley. But then Tony starts talking to Tawanda and Trina, and then she realizes, oh, snap, this might implicate my sister, right? So suddenly she has to pull back on the endorsement she gave Tamar. Tamar's thinking she's running off with the endorsement of Tony D. Braxton, not knowing the other two in the middle have actually changed the waters, because you know how Libras are. Whoever gets them last and smells the best is going to get their ear, right?
Say it one more time. Whoever what?
Whoever talks to them last and smells the best and strokes them into some, oh, you do make sense. I know I just told her I agree, but you make sense now too. So now Tamar's thinking she has an endorsement that she does not have, not recognizing that Trina has a vested interest in silencing this, and her brother's already in cahoots with her. Allegedly, okay?
Which is why Tamar kept saying, you did not have my back. You weren't defending me. And Tony took that as a global, I always defend you. And Tamar said, I'm talking about in this moment.
In this moment, you're the one who put the battery in my pack. So why are you with them?
Because you are our second mother. So my second mother as the baby sister, woo, this is good. My second mom as my baby sister gave me the go-ahead to do it. And when I did it, you didn't put me up on game saying, look, bitch, they about to do X, Y, and Z. And that's why Tony kept saying in the finale, I did not know you were being served, which I believe her. You didn't know she was being served, but you knew that, to Blue's point, you knew that your sister and your brother, who have the most to lose, contacted your best friend, who happens to be a lawyer that you speak to on a daily basis. So you knew that a conversation was happening, although you gave your sister the green light to do it. Because you know at the end of the day, your sister looks up to you.
And you were relying on the technicality of the name you were relying on the technicality of your names not being on the document to shield you. You were relying on that technicality.
I feel like at the end of the day, Tamar was relying on the technicality of being able to say that her sisters tried to shut her businesses down. And
no, I know, but that's because of what they did.
I think that you have to be specific about that, because I don't know, right? But I don't believe she got a letter saying you have to stop doing business as Tamar Braxton. I believe she got a letter saying, I believe she got a cease and desist that said, you can't have this conversation with Ashley. And to me, to frame that as you trying to shut down my businesses. I'm a producer and a performer, and you trying to shut down my businesses. That's a reach. Just like, to me, it was a reach that she said Trina put her hands on her and struck her. And Tamar admitted that it was a reach. That was a reach. And I think that
She
Tamar
admitted.
has
Wait,
a
Justin. Head over to my Patreon account. That's patreon.com/BCarlosKing. Again, patreon.com/BCarlosKing to watch this full episode.